Hello, friends and family. And here, back with some more of Grandma's Diary of a Country Mouse by Letty Lippincott Siddons, my grandmother. I actually have two stories for you today. I have a fun little friend joining me. This little friend has been in my life a very long time. I am not actually sure when I got this cute little quilted bear, but I knew it, and I actually couldn't remember who gave it to me. I just knew that my Aunt Carolyn had a matching one. I am named after my Aunt Carolyn. My first name is Carolyn, in case you didn't know. So my Aunt Carolyn and I have matching quilt bears, I think. She'll correct me if I'm wrong. But we got them from Grandma. And I am going to read you the story of the quilted bear as my first story for tonight. Obviously, it's nighttime. It's getting time for bed, so let's have some bedtime stories tonight, shall we? Learning with bears. Mary and I are having some very merry times together. My neighbor Mary is a very crafty person. Last year, she made many elegant bathroom tissue holders of lace, ribbon, and silk flowers. This year, her project is quilted table runners. She also has made several cloth teddy bears. On my linen closet shelf was a pink and white handmade baby quilt. It was a gift for Carolyn D., my aunt, from the Mount Carmel Church ladies over 40 years ago. Mary has kindly consented to help me make a couple of stuffed bears. One for my daughter Carolyn and one for my granddaughter Carolyn Ann. Quilted bears make lovable heirlooms. We often think of bears as soft and lovable. That may be true of cubs, for they are born without natural fear and are very curious. Although adult bears seldom attack humans unless they are frightened, hungry, or protecting their young, it is safer to limit our cuddling to teddy bears. The cubs must learn from their mother to fear natural enemies, avoid man, and have a healthy respect for Father Bear. Mother Bear stays near her young when she is training them. For all misdemeanors, the cubs are soundly spanked and sent bawling ahead of their mother. Human babies are born with fear of falling and loud noises, according to some psychology. Children are dependent upon their parents in training for a safe and happy life. They need their mother near during early days of training. Now, no chastening for the present seemed to be joyous but grievous. Nevertheless, afterward it yielded the peaceable fruit of righteousness. Hebrews 12:11. May the quilted bears remind Carolyn and Carolyn Ann that all of us need to learn the painful consequences of not following the instructions of one responsible for our discipline. Now, I thought this was going to be like just a cute little video of this cute little bear and such a sweet memory and everything, but there's another one of Grandma's writings that I wanted to share, and I think because of the end of this one, it kind of goes along. And so we're going to flip back a little ways to another story about me. Says, see yourself. 4-year-old Carolyn Ann came with Julie to visit at Grandma's little white house. To stave off homesickness that week, she played a lot of modified concentration. We used 3 different sets of picture cards for variety. read dozens of storybooks, usually the same dozen, but playing house was the game she liked best. It gave her more latitude for her creative and dramatic skills. I have to say, I actually remember all of this. I remember that week that I spent at her house with my sister and playing cards and reading books and her rocking me late at night when I was homesick and playing house on the front porch. I did not know the next part, though. I don't remember it. Of course, she was the mother. When Keith is my grandfather. When Keith refused to cooperate in the child role, he became the dad, and the rest of us the children. We children spent most of our time taking naps with Papa, watching to see if our eyes were closed, while Mama was off in the kitchen or elsewhere. These actions reminded me of an experience while teaching school. Children sometimes played school during recess. It was special for the one who could persuade the rest to let her be the teacher. On one occasion, while observing a talented little mimic, I oscillated from amusement to pride to embarrassment. The little teacher was producing stature, facial expression, and emotional tone, just like the real teacher. She caused me to see myself as she saw me. Adults seldom tell me why. They simply accept or reject me as I appear. That small student conveyed with complete honesty how she perceived me. I have to stop and say that I wish we had more of a chance to realize how much alike we are, because I feel that way a lot too. Sometimes I'm rejected and I don't quite fully understand, but you know what? God's teaching me that, maybe that's his doing, more than anything, and I should trust him on that. He knows who needs to be in our lives. Know thyself, although not a biblical quotation, does convey a spiritual concept. I do need to know who I am, where I came from, and where I am going. When I look at the snapshot of Carol and Ann, I am reminded of the advice of James in chapter 1, verses 23 through 25. For if any be a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like unto a man beholding his natural face in a glass. For he beholdeth himself, and goeth his way, and straightway forgetteth what manner of man he was. But whoso looketh into the perfect law of liberty, and continueth therein, he, being not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the work, this man shall be blessed in his deed. I think that that's an incredible ending. Those verses, I'm going to have to write them down and put them everywhere in my home to remind myself, because taking a path that is not chosen by many is hard, and rejection comes with that. And we second guess ourselves, we question whether or not we're doing the right thing, but it's amazing how he speaks to us and tells us that we're on the right track. We're going the direction he wants us to go. And the story about the bear and how she hoped it reminded my aunt and I that following his instructions, following his law and what he has for us, and doing what is necessary to be honorable and respected in his eyes are more important than the rejection we may have from people in this life. Because we have to decide what is or who is more important. Being liked and socially acceptable and doing whatever we feel like so that we can fit in, or is honoring him and taking the path that's not popular. Taking that path is not ever going to be easy, but it will be joyous. It will come with a new sense of peace that I had never felt until now. And I think that when we honor him by choosing to follow what he has for us, not just, people in ancient days, that's not accurate. We must follow him and honor him the way he asked us to, not the way the world asked us to. By doing that, that is what gives us that sense of peace, that sense of joy. That brings us, because we know that he is blessed. And that's what I want. I want to bless my Lord by doing what he asked of me, because I love him. It's all about love. All about love. Just as he said in the New Testament, if you do all these good deeds, but you do not have love, you have nothing. You have done nothing. I don't know you. But if you love me, you will keep my commandments. If you love me, you will honor me in the way I've asked to be honored, and no other way. So I challenge you, and I hope that you will feel the warmth and blessing of this message, that you will go out and pick up the word and take a look at what kind of message he has for you. Best place to start is right at the beginning. Open it up to Genesis 1:1 and start reading, and don't stop, ever. May he bless you and keep you.